What is going on today, guys? Massive sellout here, and today we'll be talking about an issue that is pretty common but not often talked about: predatory music sponsorship deals. Now, if this doesn't intrigue you because you're not a YouTuber, trust me, it's pretty entertaining. I think, at least. You may also find it interesting as a music producer because it features the brand with some of the worst and most cringe ads. Output. I would like to state right away that I do not have a problem with ads, and that is not the problem today. The problem is how predatory some of these deals can be, especially to YouTubers with a lower subscriber count, because they get it the worst. So if you're watching this video, you should know who Output is already. They've released numerous plugins such as Arcade, which I actually think is decent, Portal, which is a granular effect, as well as some other things. Arcade in particular has gotten a lot of shit because of how generic the ads are. And it's really just because of how generic they made it seem in the ads. Don't get me wrong, Arcade can be generic, just like any sort of... Seemingly? What did I say? Okay. Apparently I said sperm ads. Which, don't get me wrong, Arcade can be generic, but it also can be pretty creative in my opinion. This is not an ad for them, okay? I just want to get ahead of this here. This is not an ad based on the thing we're talking about today. They wouldn't allow that. Okay, so our story today starts with our good old residential sad boy, Penis Theory, making a post calling out the brand on Twitter. Hey everyone, if you see anyone posting a video about Output soon, have a fun look at the inner workings of how you shill garbage. Also, Output, your friends at Ubiquitous have been annoying me, and I'd love to talk about your brief and bullshit upcoming campaign. So as you can tell, he's not a sad boy today, he's a mad boy. Somebody pissed in his coffee during coffee time with Cameron. He goes on to show the predatory terms of a deal that was sent to him by Output and Ubiquitous. And I'm assuming Ubiquitous does all the marketing and reaches out to influencers for them, which is not out of the norm at all. So first of all, this is an integrated ad, meaning they want to integrate the product in the video. And obviously you still tell your audience it's an ad, it's just an ad that's basically just ninja'd its way in the video, which is fine. Sometimes it can be awful and sometimes it can be decent. Most of the time it's awful though. Generally, integrated ads pay out a lot more than an ad segment, since the entire video becomes an ad instead of it just being a small segment. You know, it's more work for the creator, there's more risk for the creator. In my experience, you can get paid up to 10 times more for doing an integrated sponsorship instead of a sponsored segment. Now, it is kind of weird they have a required content concept within 48 hours. I'm assuming they don't mean a draft, because that would be insane. Because if they were expecting this back in 48 hours, they would have to be paying big bucks. Shit, they're paying you in software, aren't they? They're paying you in software. Holy shit, it's fucking free too? You get an NFR of Output Arcade for 1 year. Now, an NFR is a not for resale license of a software, meaning that only you can use it. Now, that's just going according to the screenshot here. I'm assuming they would offer bigger channels more incentive if the channels ask. I would not doubt, though, they would send this exact thing to somebody with 500k subscribers, and if the 500k subscriber YouTuber agrees to it, they will make you do it. Now, I understand, and you should hopefully understand, that these sort of deals are much more appealing when you are a small YouTuber. Because when you're a small YouTuber, you don't get deals very often. So it makes you feel like a big player, a big dog, if you will. And the sad thing is this is not uncommon in music YouTube, and YouTube in general, really, but it seems to be, at least in my opinion, worse on music YouTube. A lot of these companies will try to pay YouTubers in software. Now, people need to understand here, in these sort of deals, they are taking advantage of you big time. Big time. Now, they literally pay nothing for NFR software. It's literally just making a copy of something that's digital. So they can send an infinite number of NFRs out to a variety of YouTubers of different sizes and basically get blessed with free marketing. A ridiculous amount of free marketing. This shouldn't be a surprise to you if you are a YouTuber or anybody with common sense, because they are literally having a marketing agency contact you. That's the way these companies look at reviews, tutorials, etc. It's marketing to them. It should be obvious because they're literally having a marketing agency contact you. The fact that they give you software that only lasts for a year Meanwhile, the video lasts forever, and it's not abnormal for videos to randomly blow up down the road. Now, the list of things they're going to have you do and not do for this software are ridiculous. You can't swear at all for whatever reason. You can't have alcohol. They didn't say anything about weed though. Or heroin. And obviously nudity, no nudity makes sense. The other guidelines are pretty standard. Now, what is funny here is the glossary, because there is no reason you would need this glossary if you're familiar with the product at all. Like, if you don't know this, if you don't know at least a majority of this about Arcade, you're probably not well equipped enough to do an integrated video or to do a video about it at all. And the scary thing is there are creators out there who will sign off to do ads on things they are not very familiar with. So this is right up their alley, essentially. Another interesting thing here is they're asking for full usage rights for 90 days. That means they can do whatever they want with your content for 90 days. They can edit it out of context. They can freely use it as an ad or whatever they want to use it as. Now keep in mind, for small creators, all they are doing is sending you software that costs them absolutely nothing. Also, according to my homie Something, they will continue to freely use the content after 90 days.
Sampling in this is a whole new level of sampling. So all you have to do is generate a kit, and what's cool is it's going to give you a ton of different effects.
What's jacked up about this is that Output's not supposed to use this content anymore.
Make sure you tell them it's high quality. Make sure you tell them it's more than a sample library. Make sure you tell them it's your go-to plugin for inspiration and creativity. Why don't they just give me a script at this point? You tell me what to say. Just give me everything I need to say. So, like, what if I don't completely agree with this in particular? Like, what if I don't want to say it's my go-to plugin for inspiration? The funny thing is, what they write here wouldn't look as bad if they just worded it in a more open way. So they wrote, the goal of the content is to show that Arcade is one of the best tools for finding a creative flow and keeping you there. We want viewers to feel these creative sparks. Like, honestly, they could have just written, showcase the creativity of Arcade, and that would sound less dictated while giving people freedom. Well, actually, hold on. It says here it's not supposed to be an ad. Well, that's weird because it really feels like an ad when I'm being told what to say. Create awareness around the brand by showcasing how the product works and any relevant and impactful results. If you were to ask me what that sounds like you're describing, ad. It sounds like an ad. Okay, this is interesting. There's a small section saying what you can't say. Just what you can't say. Apparently you can't call Arcade Output. Very specific, yeah. It's just funny that they had to put that in there. I mean, I get it. You can't, and you also can't describe parts of the software as patches, cheat codes, sample packs, and banks. I might be wrong, but I'm almost sure one of their ads in the past actually referred to it as a cheat code. And I'm guessing this part here may have something to do with it. You must mention Output's Arcade is a powerful sampler and playable synth that will take your music to the next level. That's actually insane. I would have to say that. Like, this is honestly giving me some Unison audio. Do you want your family to keep talking over your music vibes? But also make sure you're true to your audience. Basically, this whole thing is a fucking tightrope trying to walk on this. They want you to say certain things to promote their product, but don't worry, it's not an ad. But also make sure you tell them how powerful it is, but do not refer to it as output though. Also be true to your audience, but also we need to prove whatever you decide to say. Anyways, in this thread, Venus Theory talks about how this marketing agency seems like they have no faith in YouTubers and they view them as hollow YouTube idiots. Okay, they might be right about something. And you know, as well as how many impressions they would be paying for an ad on your channel, or not paying, I guess, depending on the context. Spoiler, he also mentions how a lot of companies do a deal with an affiliate program where they add further incentive by giving you an affiliate link to promote in your video, generally giving you a percentage of sales that you make through the link, and this varies depending on the brand. He goes through this entire situation a bit more. I'll link the thread in the description if you want to check it out. If you press the like button in this video, I'll give you a 1-year NFR copy of Output Arcade. That's a joke. I don't really have the resources to do that. Subscribe if you're new here. I post music production videos like this almost every single day. If you want to support what I do here, consider joining my Patreon or becoming a channel member. For as low as $5 a month, you get access to exclusive content, outtakes, and other goodies. I'll see you guys next time.